What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Pip, and we are back for another prediction video. This time, we are predicting WWE Triple A Worlds Collide. This match card is really exciting. This entire show is historic, truly, because this is the true cross-brand, cross-company event that we've been waiting for with WWE and TNA. And I do think if WWE hadn't bought AAA, we would have gotten TNA WWE Worlds Collide. But the acquisition of AAA makes this much more intriguing to use for Worlds Collide. And it's a really good match card. So let's just hop right in, okay? Let's start with, we have the NXT North American Championship on the line in a fatal four-way match as Ethan Page defends that title against none other than Javon Evans, Ray Phoenix, and the Laredo Kid. Honestly, let me start with this. I think Ray Phoenix is the least likely to win. As much as I like Ray Phoenix, he's already on the main roster, and I think WWE is trying to get away from main roster people winning NXT titles. Also, he very much, along with his brother Penta, are feeling like they're getting pushed closer and closer to the reuniting of the Lucha Bros. So I think Ray Phoenix is the least likely, and honestly, my only person I just can't see walking out with the title. That being said, I also feel like Ethan Page is going to lose. He could win. Ethan Page is definitely one of those champions that is squirrely and resourceful. But he doesn't need to win. He doesn't need to hold this title for a long time. This was pure. The only reason he's champion, in my opinion, was to take the title off Ricky Saints to get Ricky Saints up to the main roster faster. And I think Ethan Page was a transitional champion, more than likely for Javon Evans, who I do think is a very, very reasonable pick for this. And if I was picking smart, I would pick Javon Evans, but I want to pick fun for this Worlds Collide event. I'm not taking this one as seriously. So I'm going to take Laredo Kid. I think that if WWE wants to start doing some interesting things, we've been waiting for them to put a title on a TNA wrestler, but maybe we were waiting for the wrong thing. Maybe they're trying to put their toes in the water first. And so they put the title on a AAA wrestler, or a title on a AAA wrestler that they technically have control over, because there's nothing that couldn't cause TNA to buck back. Not that they would, but that could be a concern. That wouldn't be a concern here. So I'm going to take the Laredo Kid. Now, I do think Javon Evans is the smart pick here. I just want to preface that. But I'm going to take Laredo Kid to be your surprise winner in a situation where it's like, oh my God, WWE wrestlers are losing NXT titles to AAA wrestlers. Could that set a precedent for later in the night in the AAA Mega Championship? We'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, I think that's a good precedent to set, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do. Now, we got quite a few tag team matches to talk about, so let's just move forward to, we have Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, Berto, and Angel, Angel Garza, versus Hijo del Dr. Wagner, Jr., specifically, Pagano, and Psycho Clown. I think This is one of the matches that I could see going either way. Just because Legado needs the momentum, but at the same time, they've been teasing the cracks in the walls. It's tough because they really have been teasing the cracks in the walls. And because of that, I am going to take Dr. Wagner, Pagano, and Psycho Clown to win. Just because I think Legado will get in their own way. I also struggle with this because there is another 6-man tag match where the LWO, represented by Dragon Lee and Cruz del Toro, because Joaquin Wilde was supposed to, but got injured just 2 days ago at the time of recording. They team with Lince Dorado to take on Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana. I think the LWO will win. I think even if it was still just LWO being Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde, I think that they probably would have won just because they need it. Dragon Lee needs some big wins just to feel credible again. Otherwise, the LWO is cooked. And they can really showcase what they're capable of in this kind of environment. But I also think that the addition of Lince Dorado now adds this extra factor of this feels like a special sight to see kind of thing. So I'm going to take the LWO to win. But again, all of these matches, these tag matches, all 3 of these that we're talking about could go either way. But I am going to take the LWO. And then let's talk about the last tag match that could go either way. We have Stephanie Vaquer teaming up with Lola Vice to take on AAA's Delise and Chick Tormenta. I feel good about taking Vaquer and Lola here. They're clearly 2 of the biggest women WWE is trying to build up right now. Stephanie Vaquer being in Money in the Bank later that night. Lola Vice being pushed to the moon in NXT. So I am going to take Vaquer and Lola here. But again, there's nothing on the line, so it's hard to say, oh, well, the WWE people have to win. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I think that one feels much more clear than Legado or LWO, their matches. But it still could go either way because Lola Vice could turn on Stephanie Vaquer. It's hard to say, but I am going to take Vaquer and Lola. And then in the what I would only presume is the main event of the night, the AAA Mega Championship is on the line as new champion El Hijo del Vikingo defends against Chad Gable. Now it is interesting. Chad Gable's going to be so busy here. And I don't know that he'll have the help of American Made. Now, the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile could potentially be there. But I know that El Grande Americano has a match later that night. So he is going to be busy, probably preparing for that Money in the Bank ladder match, which is unfortunate because El Grande Americano could sway things in Chad Gable's favor. But without him, I just think that Gable is going to have a hard time keeping up with the speed and finesse of Vikingo. So I am going to take Vikingo. It is going to be interesting to see Vikingo finally compete on actual WWE like programming. But it's going to be fun. If you haven't seen Vikingo before, I highly recommend watching this match. He is a insane athlete. And I am going to take him to retain the AAA Mega Championship. If it was El Grande Americano, maybe, but I just think there'd be a lot of backlash too if Chad Gable won this, but it could be fun. It could be fun. But I am going to take Vikingo to retain. So those are my quick predictions for WWE AAA Worlds Collide. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about my picks, who you would pick, and what you're most excited for on this card. And be sure to check out our other video going live at the exact same time as this one, talking about Money in the Bank, which is later the same night as this show. So make sure you keep an eye out for both of those. And with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. As always, I am Pip. Y'all are the greatest, and when in doubt, we'll see you next time. See ya!